All right, we're live. I actually still have up the one from the podcast yesterday. Let me just pull up Eagles Cowboys. You know, there's very few times in your life as a sports fan that you truly get to celebrate. You know, celebrate a championship. Most times, the season ends in disappointment, ends in heartbreak in some cases, ends in disaster if you're a Cowboys fan. But, you know, I've been lucky enough as a sports fan to enjoy one NBA championship for the team I followed, Dallas Mavericks. 2 Philadelphia Eagles championships. And 5 New York Yankees. I know, it's a random assortment of teams that I follow, but it's very rare, you know, especially as an Eagles fan growing up watching the McNabb era where, you know, constantly the Eagles were contenders every year, contender, NFC championship, and just never got it done. Just could not get it done. And, you know, it's just such a fun thing for a sports fan. This is why whenever the Eagles are eliminated, I root for the teams who have never won the Super Bowl. I want every fan base to experience what I did in, 2018. But today's the day. Today's the second, possibly last ever in my lifetime that I get to watch an Eagles opening day Super Bowl celebration game. So we'll see. Man, thanks for participating. Who will win the game, says Fox Sports. 32% say the Cowboys. There's a lot of Cowboys fans out there. And the rest of the people are just, normal people. So, game should be starting up here soon. We were going to go to this game. I got a buddy I work with who's a Cowboys fan. Oh, here we go. We're getting they got the 2 Lombardi trophies out on the field. Howie Roseman and Brandon Graham bringing out the 2 Super Bowl trophies. Brandon Graham, one of the, I think, 3 or 4 men that were on both teams, both championship teams. So, Lane Johnson, Jake Elliott. Is that it? Lane Johnson, Jake Elliott, Brandon Graham? Man. BG. Got a little bit of celebration going here. Oh, there's the bird. Swoosh, swoop, something like that. Oh, we're all gonna sing the fight song. Just such a joy, 60,000 maniacs screaming this. Let that sink in. There it is. The banner. The second banner. Crazy. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth are on the call. But you're not listening to them. You're listening to me. So, Dan Riddell on the call. Riddell Sports Network. And we are going to be starting here in a moment. We did our predictions for this game. Both Dave and Dare, let me see, I got the sheet here. Dave and Dare took the Eagles in the over, and I took the Cowboys in the over. Do I think the Cowboys are going to win? I do not, but the spread was 8.5. So I don't think the Eagles are 8.5 points better. I think there's a lot of hype around the Eagles right now, and there should be. But they usually don't hammer the Cowboys when they have their full offense. they'll beat them, but they don't usually beat them like they did last year. 34-6 and 41-7 just embarrassed them. But see, typically, so if you go back to these previous games, they split in 2023, and this 33-13, the Eagles were on that. 2023 was the year that they started off like 10-0 or 10-1, something like that. Oh, it was 10-1 because they lost to the damn Jets for the first time in Eagles history. That's another thing I won't get too much into. But this was on the tail end of that collapse, that historic collapse, that 33-13. Oh, it's it's Mac from Always Sunny with a microphone now. Here they come. Second time ever starting off the season on a Thursday night. So last time they played the Falcons and they won. And it was a tight game, a little bit sloppy in the beginning, but we'll see how they do this time. We'll see how hungry they are. And here's the Dallas Cowboys. Yay. I don't. Here we go. I'm so old fashioned in this sense, I suppose. I do not like the untucked undershirts. Get it together. Come on. Look professional. I know everyone wants to do their own thing these days, but just come on. Get it together. So, man, oh man. This should be a fun one. I did a pizza bet with a coworker, the same coworker. So I was going to tell the story. We were going to go to this game for nosebleeds, absolute back of the stadium, $600 per ticket. I don't know what they're thinking. They're pricing out the people who, make the games fun, I guess. That's kind of what the Yankees games feel like at times. The stadium doesn't feel as raucous, but I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that, but $600 to just sit on the roof. They don't have a dome, but there's like an awning over the top section of the stadium. So there was like standing room only for like 5 something. To stand all day instead of sit in front of a flat screen in the comfort of my own home. Oh no, I want to pay $600, drive 4.5 hours, wait in line, all that. It's crazy. But I also have the Yankees game on another channel here. Carlos Rodon pitching against the Astros. The Yankees had the Astros beat yesterday and blew it. Devin Williams, of course, again, but it also had a lot to do with the ump. And after Aaron Boone argued with the ump, the ump threw him out. Then he threw Devin Williams out. And because the ump missed, he was very inconsistent. Whether those pitches in that inning, in the 8th inning, were balls or strikes, he had been calling those strikes all game, which was the problem. So, just a mini rant about that. But then he called a balk. The ump called a balk similar to these late penalties we get in football. So a strike was delivered by Duvall down the center. The Astros guy didn't swing. Then the ump jumped out and waved it off. If it's a balk, call a balk when it's a balk. But the ump had this look on his face like, yeah, I got you. The Yankees end up losing by 1. So that extra run counted. It mattered. Obviously, it counted. It mattered to the final score. Because that was the 8th run. It was either the 7th or the 8th run. I can't remember if they got another one after that. But that additional run, they won 8-7. So, and that ump needs to be looked into. Because the look on his face told the whole story, similar to the Framber Valdez incident we talked about on the podcast. Live stream is up on the channel. So we're back from commercial in Philly. I'll probably throw in random words about the Yankees while they're in. Oh, what do we got? Boys to Men. Ooh, this is a rough listen. This is bad. But for a change, I must say, the players are actually freaking standing, not being losers. So that's good. I mean, useless, ungrateful losers. Oh, sorry. Say that out loud. Yes, I did. See if we get a flyover. There's an actual eagle. And this one is a rough listen. If you're listening, if you're just listening to me, it's Boys to Men in their 60s or whatever, and they do not sound the same. It's bad. It's real bad. Be glad you're listening to me. Listen to this, because this is rough. So, man, oh man. Usually I have the sound off, and I'm going to be doing that in a moment. An actual trained eagle flying down, so. All right, yeah, let's click the sound off here. Lincoln Financial Field. They're already talking about building a new stadium. Lincoln Financial Field's only like 20, maybe 22 years old. Might be the 22nd season. I think it was 04. So. Dak Prescott, this is the little bar at the bottom of the screen. Longest active tenured quarterback in the NFL. That's not true. Unless that means without moving teams, because Aaron Rodgers still plays. What the hell? Damn, they forgot about Rodgers? And it can't be because of injury, because Prescott missed most of the year last year. And then he missed like most of a different year when he put his foot on the wrong way. I don't know. Very weird. Oh boy. Oh boy. Very odd. We do just commercial after commercial. My goodness, we're going back to commercial, aren't we? No? Okay. All right, here we go. Dave put something in the doc that NFL Red Zone is going to have commercials this year. What the hell is that? That's the whole thing. It's like half the gimmick of NFL Red Zone. Oh, got the dynamic kickoff. Are they going to call it that this year? Or are they just going to let it go? Cowboys to receive, and here's Turpin. Across the 20, 25, just past the 30. PFF ranked 28 of 32 for a dude making 60 mil a year. There you go. Jesus. Oh, the Cowboys have 3 offensive linemen named Tyler. Very weird. Oh, someone's injured already. That sucks. He just said, "What the F, man," as the camera zooms in on him. So Ben Van Sumeren is a former linebacker. Let's see what happens here. And his knee just goes. Oh my God, that's terrible. So they just switched him to fullback. They were going to put some fullback plays in here. Unbelievable. How terrible is that? First play of your season, you switch positions, and you're out. Unbelievable. That's sad for him. Hopefully it's not too serious, but it didn't look like much happened. So, oh my God, look at this here. Dak Prescott is 118. Oh, completions. I read it as passing yards. Okay, never mind. Away from tying Troy Aikman for first on the Cowboys all-time list. Yikes, Cowboys. Whoa, what the hell? Jalen Carter, the best player on the Eagles defense. What the hell? Thank you, darling. Oh my God. This is the type of thing where Jalen Carter is one of the best physical players in the NFL. One of the biggest defensive threats. But his attitude is why he dropped in the draft. His disgusting behavior. And he spit on Dak Prescott. Spit on him. What are you doing? And now you're disqualified from the game before the play starts. Now we have a rush by Williams for 7. So, return out to the 33. Then you get a 15-yard penalty to put your team against it, and you're disqualified from the game. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Terrible start for Philly. It's Turpin for a 4-yard rush. Oh boy. That's Prescott in the gun, Turpin in motion. Eagles in his zone coverage. And a little dump. This is what Dallas does all day, every day. Little dinks and dunks. Why is Prescott so close to tying Troy Aikman for the all-time completions list? Because this mid guy, all he does, dinks and dunks all the way down the field. They usually have a good running game, so it frees up some space. Just little dupes and dops the whole way down. Doesn't matter who it is or what they're doing. Every now and then they'll take a shot, but it's usually just it's very annoying to watch. I've seen so many Eagles Cowboys games with this guy, and it's just what it is. Prescott under center, Turpin in motion again. That's DeJean following Turpin. That's a rush up the middle and tackle just they're going to call that a first down. No, he is short. Okay. He looked short. That's a half yard. 3/4 of a yard. Unbelievable. And back goes Prescott. Play action. Complete. And Lamb's tackled at the 1. I love that Jackson puts Lamb in an arm bar, a Juji Gatami as they call it, and then he goes to the ref. What'd I do? I do love that. I love when they commit blatant penalties and then ask what they did wrong. 6-0 Dallas. Good start, Philly. Good to see Landon Dickerson back. He had a bit of a knee injury in the preseason. Gonna go right to Goddard for a little dump. Gain of 8. $2,903 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and they call this guy the best in the NFL. Crazy. All right, Philly got to bounce back here. We'll hand off to Barkley. Little shift, first down. As Philly approaches midfield. Hurts under center, single back. Little play action. And Hurts is going to make a move, go up the middle, slide down, gain of about 7. I didn't realize Jack Sanborn's on the Cowboys now. That's a good pickup for them. All right, 2nd and 3. Little pitch out to Barkley, who's got room. Got some bigs in front of him. Still on his feet. And Barkley with a gain of 16 down to the Dallas 36. He had plenty of room, and he had 2 300-pounders in front of him, so you knew it was trouble. And that was Mailata and Juergens out there, 10 yards downfield. Fantastic. Best offensive line in the biz. Even with the loss of Mekhi Becton, Tyler Steen can fill in nicely. And first down. Drop back for Hurts out of the gun. A little dump over the middle. And that's Goddard, tackled at the 30. Nothing too complicated here for Philly. Just like with Dallas, same exact thing. Nothing, just little dips and dunks. Hurts in the pistol. Single back. Man in motion. That is Smith, actually. And straight up the middle goes Shipley. Cross for the first down. We're going to see a lot more Shipley this year as the backup. He had a fantastic run in the NFC Championship and followed it up with a touchdown to make it 55. You know what's funny is the Eagles had more rushing touchdowns in that game than the Cowboys did all year last year. But the Cowboys starting off well with a rushing touchdown of their own. So, little swing, and that's back to Shipley. Another first down, still on his feet. Down to just shy of the 5-yard line. Fantastic job by Shipley. 2nd-year man out of, I think, Texas. Is it Texas? Or Clemson? Maybe Clemson. Look at that blocking. Great block by Smith. Goddard's out there. Fantastic. Good play call, and there's Smith right there getting into it. Great job. And there goes Barkley off the left tackle. Gain of 3. That'll be 2nd and goal. Obviously, this will be 4-down territory for the Eagles, though there's no reason to put the ball in the air. Right, Seattle? No reason whatsoever. This is 3 more rushes. And if you don't get in, you don't get in, but let's see what we got here. They go back to Barkley. And that's a loss of 1. Doesn't matter. You go on the ground again. Thomas and Murray in on the tackle. This in the gun, single back to the left. And back goes Hurts. Nothing there. And free run into the end zone. Touchdown, Philly. 7-6. That was not a design draw. That was nothing open scramble. Yeah, there was nothing there. And Elliott on for the extra point. And the kick is good. And the Eagles tie it up. They weather the storm from the Jalen Carter incident. I'm still having trouble with that one. You spit on the man. I don't care what he said to you. You don't spit on a man. You don't. If you accidentally do it while you guys are face-to-face arguing, that's different. But this brother clearly spit on this dude. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting behavior. And this was the year Jalen Carter was drafted. Everyone's like, how did he fall to Philly? Well, it's because of stuff like this. The guy's one of the most talented players in the NFL. Defensive player of the year contender. But he just can't get out of his own way. And it's unacceptable. If you want to run this back, you're going to have to behave yourself. Act like an adult. Act like a human. You got to be a savage, but you can't spit on people. Okay, Jalen? Stop spitting on people. Friggin' idiot. So the spread now, they have the live matchup odds as the game goes along. The over-under has bumped up. So has the spread has tightened. So if you bet on the game, you listen to our show on Wednesday, and you bet on the game, then you would have gotten the Dallas plus 8.5. So, but I think obviously with the Jalen Carter situation, it had a direct two things had a direct effect on this. The Jalen Carter thing, and obviously 2 opening drive touchdowns, 1 for each team. That'll increase the over-under. So they update the betting odds as the game goes along. Last year we were over at the casino, and I'm not much of a bettor, but I wanted to bet on the games, and I was trying to do it while the games are going, but the machine kept updating the numbers and wouldn't let me lock anything in. It was crazy. I put $20 in the machine. I was trying to do like a 5-game whatever, but I can see how it's addictive. I don't like that they push this betting so much, because it's another addictive thing people can just blow their whole money on. Every now and then I'll drop a 20 or $100 max if I'm confident in a game. But some people, they'll empty their savings account. It's crazy. But I get it. It's addictive. You get close, you get really close. I think it was last year I bet on, it was 6 baseball games for $20. If Aaron Nola would have beaten a rookie then I would have gotten like 1,500 off of a 20. So you get a little taste of that. But Turpin, oh, there's some chippiness. Will you guys get it together? This is crazy. Unbelievable. You got this idiot grabbing on Reed Blankenship. You got his helmet off. This clown. 35 should be ejected. Yep. This idiot cheesing. It's just said Caitlin Clark's going to miss the rest of the 2025 season. Dave's devastated. See, here he goes. Grabbing onto Cooper DeJean's face mask. This guy's a scumbag, 35. Yep. So that's going to be a double personal foul against Dallas. And listen, Philly, for the love of Christ, you're the defending champs. Can you act like it? How about that? Get it together. Dallas is the little brother who's trying to get under your skin. Don't fall for it. Dallas, they're scrubs. Why are you falling for this? Yeah, I said it. They're just trying to troll you. They're trying to bait you. They already got Jalen Carter. They're roster for roster. They can't match up. So they have to try and bait you into doing something stupid. This is going to be Williams for 3 to the Dallas 15. Get it together. You are the best team in the world right now. Get it together. The spread changed again to 7.5 and the over-under to 55.5. It's changing like crazy. Why would this? I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not betting on it, so it's just interesting, I guess. All right. 2nd and 7. Prescott in the gun, single back. They have Turpin in motion again. Zone defense for the Eagles. Nothing there, and wow, great job by Prescott to just buy time. Pass complete to Cedarian Aloysius Lamb for 18 yards. He's just rolling. He's just kind of there's nothing flashy or fancy. He's just buying time. Little teeny moves, dodging a little bit. Jalix Hunt over pursues. And he's able to complete it for 18 yards. I formation for Dallas. And big hole up the middle. Already missing Jalen Carter, 5 yards. To the Dallas 38. Was this the dude that was on Denver? Javonte Williams? I think he was Denver. Prescott under center, single back, tight end in motion. And they hand it back to Williams, who gets a couple. 3 to the 41. Bring up 3rd and short. You got some more chippiness going on. And oh man. Vic Fangio up in the booth. Seven, 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 2. Need a big stop here for Philly. And plenty of time for Prescott. Just has all day. And there's Lamb complete. Huge gain for Dallas into Eagles territory down to the 33 of Philly. Just has all day. Jalen Carter. Just has all day to do whatever he wants. The Cowboys back up to spread is plus 8.5. What the hell's going on? That'll be 1st and 10 for Dallas. What a disaster. Disaster for the Eagles. Jalen Carter. They already lost so much on the defense, and now that, yeah, I'm going to have to try and get over it, but it's going to be a common theme. And Reed Blankenship with a nice tackle to keep it short. It'll be offensive holding on Tyler, right? No, you have a 60% chance of saying it's on Tyler. Oh, yeah. Total hook job. Good Lord. Prescott in the gun, trips to the right. Now you have Turpin in motion. And you have a little swing out to Miles Sanders, who has nowhere to go. Zach Bond with a fantastic tackle. That's a loss for Dallas. 3-yard loss back to the Eagles 46. He's a complete ball carrier hawk. Ball hawk, as they call him. But he just freaking, he gets after it. Had an interception in the Super Bowl last year. He's just all over it. Re-signed a nice contract. All right, we have 2nd and 23 for Dallas. And you have 2 wide receivers to the left, and that's where Prescott's looking. Oh, he's going back to the right. And incomplete, intended for Pickens. And they call it a penalty. It'll be a pass interference to wipe out that entire play. So there you go. Yep. Grabbed him up in his grabbed him up under his pads under the collar. Smart. Sirianni can argue all he wants. That was a pass interference. He grabbed his collar of his pads. Prescott, incomplete, intended for Tolbert. I mean, it's just such a stupid thing. It's culture now. To commit a penalty, then pretend you didn't, and then complain that you didn't, and be adamant about it. And then have your coach defend you that you didn't, even though you did. Ridiculous. What's he yelling about? All right. And we have in the gun, 2 backs, man in motion, and straight up the gut. And Williams still going. And he's down at the 1. .24 seconds to go. That'll be the end of the first quarter. 7-7. Yeah. You gave up Micah Parsons, got Kenny Clark and 2 first rounders. I said this when it happened. It was smart for Dallas. But it's very stupid that Cowboys fans just don't understand how big of a win that was for them. Packers gave up a ton, man. I think they gave up too much. I did read earlier today that the Eagles tried to get Parsons from Dallas, which would have been very odd. Wait a second. We're at the end of the first quarter and we're not going to commercial? Interesting. We're looking at Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico talk about something. Probably Dallas. I mean, let's be honest. Oh, there you go. That was odd. A delayed commercial break? What the hell's going on? Man, this is rough. Your whole game plan coming in was to stop Jalen Carter. Now you don't have to stop Jalen Carter. Jesus Christ. What a disaster. I mean, Philly can still win this. It's just going to be a lot tougher of a task. So on defense, they already lost CJ Gardner-Johnson, Darius Slay, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, and now Jalen Carter. So 3 out of 4 of the starting defensive line are out of this game from last year. Oh, Phillies on their Citizens Bank Park have a congratulations to. It's so crazy how close the ballparks are. I wonder if a lot of people went to the Phillies Brewers and then just walked across the street. Unless Phillies Brewers was in Milwaukee. I don't know. It'll be a touchdown. 14:56 to go in the second quarter. Dallas leads 13-7. Showing the overhead. Have 3 wides, 1 tight end, and yeah, just straight up the middle. It's crazy. It is absolutely nuts how different the defense looks compared to last year. It's rough. What are you going to do, though? Honestly. I'm going to complain about it all game, but you got to move on at some point, right? Man. The spread is now down to 3.5. An over under 58.5. I don't think it's getting that high. Just interesting to watch. You guys should have listened to me and bet Dallas before the week started. I don't know a lot, but I know Eagles and I know how they are. So trust me in that department. I did call a Chiefs blowout, and that's just not being an Eagles honk. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't just say, oh, the Eagles are the best, they're always going to win. No, that is not how I operate. I could just tell based on, listen back to it last year. I was there. I put my money on that. You can just, when you put the rosters up side by side, the only advantage that the Chiefs had was Mahomes over Hurts. And Hurts played better than Mahomes, so there you go. Yankees are doing some work on my other monitor here. They're up 2-1, top of the fifth, 2 on, 1 out. Ben Rice trying to make up for an error he made earlier on. I hope he's spending a lot of time with Paul Goldschmidt learning how to be like just such a stellar first baseman. Showing clips here now. We're back from break of the Super Bowl parade. The second Super Bowl parade in Eagles history, I must say. Let's brag about it before, because they're the defending champs until Super Bowl 60, right? So, or I guess until they get knocked out of the playoff race or out of the playoffs in general. And kickoff, and it's strange. Brandon Aubrey, I don't know if he knows the rules now, but if there is a touchback, you come out to the 35-yard line, and he's done this twice now. Maybe he doesn't know the new rule, because it was the 30 last year, and now it's out to the 35, and he just keeps blasting him through the back of the end zone. Very weird. So here we go. We're back. Eagles have to answer. The defense looks hopeless, so you gotta respond. We go back to Barkley on the ground, who bounces it outside, makes a little move and grabs 6. Saquon Barkley, 345 carries for 2,005 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns. Fantastic. Pending his health, the Eagles will still be contenders. I didn't mean to jinx it, Dave. I'm sorry. Dave took him in fantasy. 5 wide receivers. That's Barkley at the top of the screen. You have A.J. Brown at the bottom. We haven't seen A.J. Brown yet, and that's where he's looking, but he goes underneath to Smith for a first down. First down, Eagles. So you had Brown and Smith stacked up on the right. Brown takes the coverage over the top, and Smith hangs out underneath for an easy completion. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Birds. Go Birds, by the way, if I hadn't said it yet. We have 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. In the pistol is Hurts, single back. And we give it to Barkley. Make a little move. Oh my goodness, this guy is disgusting. He should have been, any normal man would have been tackled for a 4-yard loss, but he turns it into a 4-yard gain out to the Dallas 49 across the 50. Barkley in there. By the way, Juergens clearing out. Helped him out with that. Fowler got his ankles broken, and Juergens clearing out the mess. 3 wides, 1 tight. Shotgun formation. And back goes Hurts. Got time. Little dump over to Goddard. Oh, the 4-yard gain. We'll call it 3. Now we have 3rd down and 3. Third and 3. another loss I'll talk about in a moment. So we have bunch formation bottom of the screen, and Brown is by himself at the top of your screen. And back goes Hurts, and goes over the middle, complete. And that's Goddard again. So another loss. I don't know how it's going to look for the Saints, but Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, went to New Orleans to be the head coach. Kevin Patullo is the new offensive coordinator. So we'll see how he goes, but Jalen Hurts so far 5 for 5 for 30 yards, not asked to do too much, which is exactly the right way to call plays for Jalen Hurts. Now we have I formation, and it's going to be a little play action, roll out to the right, and Hurts dumps it to Granson, the third tight end. He is the behind Calcaterra and obviously Goddard. And he was in the fullback formation, or he was lined up as a fullback because of the injury to Ben Van Sumeren on the freaking opening kickoff. The poor guy. And that's exactly what the Eagles were looking to do, is add some power I formation with a classic fullback. So, there we go. Brown by himself at the bottom of your screen. Hurts is flushed out to his left, has time, and he's going to run it. That's going to be a first down, slides down, and that is at the Dallas 29, first down Philly. He just had nobody there. Everyone's in man-to-man coverage, and he just coasts. He looks so goddamn slow. Is it just me, or does he just looks like he's running in sand? But he didn't need to. He had all the time in the world. Tom Brady could have run that. See, we have another power I formation. And that's Barkley around the right side. And Barkley will grab 4. That's down at the 25. It's interesting to see this new power I and I say new, the power I has been around since the invention of football. But I feel bad for Van Sumeren having a career revitalization as a fullback, and I know fullbacks don't get a lot of play, but it was kind of a special teams linebacker prior. And we're going to go down to Shipley, who will grab 1. That'll bring up, should be 3rd and 5 here. Tackled by Odigizwa. Did I say that right? Odigizwa. I hate when they do this. Guys, let's watch the players do squats. It's so weird. They do this with Jalen Hurts last year. It's nobody cares. Like, we'll go to the Eagles Instagram if we want to watch that. Come on, keep it moving. We have Brown moving out to the outside. Brown and Goddard at the bottom of your screen. Nothing there. Hurts moves, and he's going to grab another first down. He's still on his feet. 15-yard scramble, and that is first down at the Dallas 9. And on my other screen, the Yankees, I don't know what happened, but have taken a 3-1 lead. Bases loaded for John Carl Stanton. So, there you go. Somehow, making little moves. It was like when Prescott scrambled. It's like he's not very fast, but he just makes the right runs. And that's Barkley for 1 up the middle. Tackled by Thomas, who we've seen a couple times. Man, are we going to see any defense today? Well, let's not have Dallas play any defense. You going to see any Eagles defense? Let's not start the defense now. All right, here we go. Hertz in the gun. You have Brown at the top of your screen, and Smith in motion is going to have trips to the left. Calcaterra at the bottom of your screen. Back goes Hertz. Nothing there again. And he's going to run again. And he's there. Touchdown. Dallas is going to have to change up their defense, or else it's going to be a long night for trying to cover Hertz out of the backfield. Eagles score it. Keep pace as long as Elliott makes the extra point. It'll be 14-14 with 6:46 to go. But we'll see about the extra point. It's never a guarantee, is it? Wait, I don't know if you heard that, but that was my back. All right, I'm going to stand. I think we'll stand for a while. Do this because all right, extra points good. 14-14. I'm not the all-knowing, but when it comes to Eagles, you guys should trust me during our predictions we're gonna do every week. I will be right back. It just showed the Carter incident again. All right. Just think it's absolutely ridiculous. All right. 2nd and 7 for Dallas. Go to the left side, and Turpin just fighting with Jackson. Running his mouth, yeah. Is Jackson going to be the guy here to replace Slay? Well, we don't know. He seems like he's getting picked on a little bit so far. That'll be 1st and 10 for Dallas again. Been saying that a lot today. We got some whistle ref running out. That'll be a timeout for Dallas. Five and a half to go as we go back to commercial break. And Dallas is moving again. It's strange. Do we like this as a fan base? Okay. Dallas' second drive started way back, right? Which, that's fine. As a fan base and people who like the game, do we like the kickoff at the 35, like touchback? It was at the 20 back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like 5 years ago. And now it comes out to the 30, now to the 35. I get we all like offense, but most of us football fans who aren't just like watching for fantasy football actually want to see, we want to see some offense, right? Oh my God, this whole time the damn thing was up here. Hold on. Stupid thing. So annoying. I changed it, but every time on this damn thing I have to adjust it multiple times. I doubt anyone watched the first half of that. Maybe at the second half I'll start a new video because that's just stupid. It's really ridiculous how that worked out. So I had this, I've been looking at this that you're seeing now the entire time. So while we're on commercial, we have the Yankees they have a 4-1 lead. Rodon still pitching into the 5th, which is good. 79 pitches. He probably won't pitch into the 6th because once they hit 100, no matter how they're feeling, once the pitchers hit 100, they come out. It's weird because you can have a stressful 80 pitches or an easy 100 pitches. You know what I mean? You could be feeling it. Whatever. What the hell do I know, right? All right, we're back. Prescott under center, single back. And changing the play at the line, it looks like. Man in motion. And they go to the ground. Nice tackle there by Nolan Smith. Late flag. What do we have? You make a tackle. You taunting on the defense. Cute. Good job. Glad you guys don't, kept your composure. You act like champions. Good job, guys. No, it wasn't. it just lasted too long. He could have gotten up, did the flex, talked some trash, and then left, but he kept stepping forward, then he stood over him. So, oh my God. Prescott gets away. He's so derpy. Somehow didn't get tackled. He was tackled for a 6-yard sack. Jordan Davis couldn't bring him down. You're 6'12", 480, and you can't bring him down. God, this team is a mess right now. You could feel it. If you've seen this all before, you could feel it. All right. That's Lamb in motion. And they go to the ground with Turpin. It's close to a first. Third and 2. And they go to the ground. First down, Cowboys. Just shy of the 20. About the 23. I really wish I could watch this game just in a full overhead. It's much easier to, like, or if I was in the booth, obviously. Much easier to call that way. 3 wides, tight end in motion. Ferguson, single back to the left. Prescott in the gun. First and 10. And there we go. Incomplete, intended for Lamb. Is that the first incompletion of the game? These defenses have been terrible. All right, here we go. Pass is incomplete, almost picked off. What a hell of a play by 94. Holy hell, that would have been awesome. Good defense there on the back end by Philly. It pops up, and big 94 Young, almost a diving attempt. Fantastic effort. It's weird because last year 94 was Williams. And so I want to say that even though I know he's gone. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. Prescott has time, goes deep to the left. Incomplete, out of bounds. They better not call a damn flag on that. That's way out of bounds. Your ass ain't catching that if you're freaking Sean Bradley. The hell? That was way incomplete. It's way out of bounds too. So Brandon Aubrey drills a field goal, giving the Cowboys a 3-point lead. 2.5 to go. The guy's dead center. He doesn't even look like he's trying when he kicks it. It's crazy. Freaking nature, this guy. Both of these are on commercial. What the hell? I want to see that Conjuring movie tomorrow. I haven't seen a commercial for it, but just trying to fill the time since both games are on commercial. So, Conjuring movie. This is like the 5th or 6th one. Then they had the whole Conjuring universe with the doll one, and then the nun, Annabelle. That's what it's called. The movies are good. I'm not a fan of the jump scare. Not in terms of like, oh, it's too freaky, but in terms of the concept of a jump scare. You know what I'm saying? The concept is that the situation isn't what's scary, it's the loud sounds. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about the movie Follow Me, was it called Follow Me? What the hell's that movie? Oh my god, it's gonna bother me. I gotta look it up. Oh, It Follows, that's what it's called. The concept, think about, if you've seen that movie, think about the beach scene where they're all standing on the beach, and off in the distance, the very far distance to where your eye just picks it up, it is following. Slowly, it follows, right? It's just, and then it gets closer, and the kids who are on the beach, they don't know what's happening, and it gets closer until someone finally that is truly horrific. But when you just want to play up the music and then do like the guitar like string noise to, and then make a loud sound to do the jump scare, it's not clever or creative. It's just kind of cheap thrills, you know? But those movies tend to rely on that quite a bit. All right, we're back. That is Shipley, and here we go. Eagles have a few minutes here to either tie it or go up. You got to get these points. You start the second half with the ball. Dallas hasn't had an answer for you. You have plenty of time here, but you're starting from the 19. That's Hurts in the pistol. And a handoff to Barkley. Barkley for 4. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Which is an odd thing. Wouldn't you think you'd want to get another run in, or are you afraid to give it right back to him? Is that the fear? I guess that's got to be the fear. The over-under now is 60.5. 60. I mean, they're at 31, so just double this. You think this is going to continue? I don't know. Eagles need to make a lot of halftime adjustments, and so does Dallas, honestly. If I'm Dallas, I don't play man coverage. You know what I mean? You gotta make Hurts throw it. I don't want to give Dallas any ideas, but you're giving this guy just free range to roam. It's crazy. And we haven't seen Barkley go off yet either. Let's see box score while we're waiting. So Hurts 6 for 6 for 31 yards. So everything's short. 5 attempts for 43 yards, 9 for 39 for Barkley, and I don't think we've seen him out of the backfield. So Granson, Smith, and Goddard, we haven't seen Brown yet, and they've still already got 14 points. So is Dallas going to continue to sit back? That's the question. Are they going to sit there and let the ground game take over? Or are they going to come up, play some zone, play some press man, maybe have a spy, leave your guys one-on-one? I guess we'll see. Very interested to see how this goes. But I would like to see Philly at least tie this game up, obviously. I'm supposed to be a non-rooting individual. This is not an Eagles channel, but it might as well be. So, and my Dawkins and Johnson jerseys up there. I tell Dave to bring a Packers jersey. We'll put him in one of those frames while we do the live show. While we do the weekly show every Wednesday, 5:15. I think that who's gonna come down though? I guess Dawkins would have to come back down. Lane Johnson stays up there, damn it. And I think the jersey, like, it was put perfectly. Let me see here. Is it? There it is. There's the other room. There's a room where the boys usually are, but the Lane Johnson one, you can see the 5 perfectly on the left shoulder. And then you can see the 6 perfectly on it's in there magnificently. So there you go. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. All right, we're back from break. Hurts in the gun. Has time and throws it away. Third and 6. You can't give this right back. You got to get this first down here. The end. End of discussion. Back goes Hurts. Goes deep. Dotson's got it. Oh my goodness, what a play. He just laid it out there. Dotson catches it. Tackled down at the Dallas 26, a 51-yard gain. Wow. Minute and 22 to go. And back goes Hurts. Little dump over to Barkley, who drops it. Barkley may be one of the best ground game running backs we've ever seen, but he has had his struggles in the pass game, especially he dropped a pass against the Falcons to lose that game. They would have won that game, iced the clock, if not for that drop. So just something to keep an eye on. Hurts in the gun, 4 receivers. And they go back to Barkley on the ground, who grabs 8, and he's out of bounds. Down at the Dallas 18. You know, it's funny, the only game that the Eagles like truly lost, where it was like definitive they lost, obviously they lost 3 games, but Tampa Bay beat their ass. With the Falcons, it was a drop pass by Barkley. Against the Washingtons in that second game, it was a drop pass by Devontae Smith. They would have had. It's pretty crazy. But Tampa waxed them. Tampa has their number. 5 wide receivers. Hurts is back, and little lollipop over to Barkley, who snags it, and he's out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the 15. This guy's a monster. Sorry to pull it off topic, but on this other screen, Yordan Alvarez for the Astros. I have no respect for any Astros players, but this guy's an animal. He can do it all. It's crazy. If you don't know who he is, just check him out. Check out some highlights. The dude, he's an animal. All right. Trips to the right. You have Dotson, Brown, and Smith to the right, and Goddard to the left. And back goes Hurts. As time, he's scrambling to the right. Grabs 5, down at the 10. And it looked like a late hit, but I guess not. Hurts was well out of bounds before he contacted him, so kind of ridiculous. He didn't push him hard. He barely touched him, but he did touch him. So what's the penalty? They were 3 steps out of bounds. Well, 3 feet out of bounds. Whatever. Go to the ground with Barkley, who's in for the touchdown. Eagles take their first lead of the game. But they do give Dallas a lot of time. It's a 10-yard touchdown. Chippiness Eagles, get it together. Offensive line, you guys are the ones with the heads on your shoulders. You need to keep these guys in line. Let's see this here. So they double team, and then Steen doubles the guard and then pulls the linebacker. Fantastic job by Steen. And that's 18 who started all that chippiness. 18 for Dallas. He was upset that Steen owned him and started on him. So there you go. And Elliott for the extra point is good. Eagles lead 21-17. Now you just got to hold them out of the end zone here. You need to go into halftime with this lead. Oh, there's that douchey ump. I hate this umpire. Third base ump. He was the problem yesterday, and now he's a problem right now. Let's see what's happening here. What just happened? Same ump. That ump needs to be fired. He sucks. So Ryan McMahon caught a line drive, tried to transfer it to throw back to second, and the ump called it a not a catch. Piece of shit. And now look what happens. Bad call by the ump. Error by Caballero or Ben Rice. I'm not sure which, but this ump is a dirty scumbag. Let's see. Caballero or Rice on the error? Rice, you gotta have those. Oh boy. Yep, that's on Rice. He just whiffed it. It's strange that play's not challengeable because Ryan McMahon clearly caught it, and that scumbag ump who has a vendetta against the Yankees Figure out who that ump is. The guy's a piece of shit. And I haven't sworn yet this whole time. I'm watching Eagles Cowboys. And Turpin tackled at the 11. He muffs it. Chippiness again. Get it together. Don't give him 15 yards because you're dumb. Oh, boy. So Dallas is... They're actually going to give him the ball at the 12. Okay, whatever. So back goes Prescott. Going to go in the direction of Lamb. They call a pass interference. Eagles with 6 penalties for 78 yards. Dallas with 2 for 22. Back goes Prescott. Has time. Dumps it. Little short pass to the right. And Ferguson is in bounds. Another penalty down. Roughing the passer on Nolan Smith. There's another 15-yard penalty. So the Eagles now have 7 penalties for 93 yards in the first half. Is that how a defending Super Bowl champion acts? Is that? Just that you started him at the 12, penalty. Here we go. Undisciplined, complete mess. Defensively, the offense has been rolling. Dallas can't do anything defensively, but a little dump out to the right, and that's Ferguson again, who's tackled inbounds, and that's going to be a timeout, Dallas. Unbelievable. It's incredible how you make these changes, you get rid of a lot of veterans, and it's not surprising, but it's incredible how your team just looks so sloppy and undisciplined. They didn't give up anything defensively last year. But, well, after week 5, I should say. And back goes Prescott. We're back from timeout. Little dump out to Tolbert, who gets 1 push out of bounds by DeJean. 20 seconds to go. 3rd and 5 at the Dallas 46. And Prescott in the gun, 4 wide, single back to the left. Back he goes. And bobbled and complete to Pickens. Eight seconds, 7. Now they're going to call timeout. Are they going to try a field goal from here? That'd be like a 63-yarder. Oh my God. They called the final timeout and they get 15 seconds? 7 additional seconds added? That's pretty wild. $15 seconds to go and timeout Philly. They don't carry over, might as well. Go. Pass is complete over the middle to Lamb. Three seconds to go. It'll bring out an Aubrey field goal attempt. (24 of 27 last year with a long of 65. And Aubrey nails the field goal, and the Eagles will lead going to halftime 21-20. A very sloppy game on the defensive end. Story of the game is the Eagles defense not being able to stop a nosebleed, but at least the time ran out for them. Sloppy play. Let's look at the stats here, because those penalties, that's something to watch out for. Game stats, is that what we're looking for? Yeah, here you go. Time of possession is about equal. Dallas 4 drives to 3. Total plays 30. Eagles with 216 total yards, 3 touchdowns. So defensively, not a lot going on here for either team. No turnovers yet. Where are my penalties? I believe it's 9 or 7 penalties for 93 yards for Philly in the first half. All right. I'm going to shut this down and come back at the start of the second half with a new live stream.